And we're back. Riding with Junebuggy's back today on the New River. And what a beautiful piece of scenery it is, beautiful piece of property. And I am here today with a good friend of mine. We've been friends, 16, 17 years. Dustin Douglas, who is the founder and owner of Dusty Trails Outfitters. Dustin, man, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, first things first. How's family, man? That family good?
Yeah, good, good. Got the two kids, 5-year-old and 8-year-old.
Wow. Now, you and Allison got married, what, 2014?
Right, just after graduating it out. Yep.
Right. And I think I followed you a year later. Madeline and I got married in 2015 up in Boone, up at the same church that we went to for a long time at Oak Grove. So,
Right.
man, t- man you are here. This ain't the first location of your business, is it? Because we're here at Dusty Trails Outfitters today. And we do this from time to time. We promote local businesses, and you've been a good friend. You've always supported us, supported me, and I've always loved to support you. But talk about, man, this isn't the first location, the Crumpler Road location, is it?
It's not. We've bounced around within about a 2.5 mile uh radius, I guess, of here. Started out on a little river lot, no building, no office or anything, just kind of a pop up kind of shop, renting a few canoes and kayaks, and started out with 5 canoes and 7 kayaks, or 4 canoes and 7 kayaks, and a handful of tubes, I believe. And, yeah, then we moved to a garage that we rented from somebody for our office, and then eventually moved up here where we're at now.
Wow. And this is is this your parents' property?
It is, yes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I remember, man, we've been up there playing around, throwing footballs, man. And I think the first truck I remember seeing you in was like a 1500 Chevy, brown Chevy, if I remember correctly. But question: are you still playing ball?
Yes, I play basketball on a regular basis. I play in a men's league every winter, and if I've got time, I play pickup ball usually on Sunday evenings.
Oh, wow, wow. So I'm guessing your knees are a lot better than mine are right now.
They're not great. I'm having some knee issues. Yeah.
man, you remember those days we used to play football at App?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
those were some fun times.
Oh yeah.
Man, man, I remember it was me, you, Byron, Peter, Andy Somerville. You remember him?
Right. Yeah. It
Man,
was fast. Yes.
I got in touch with him recently,
Okay.
and he's in Durham right now. I need to get back in touch with him, but he's in Durham. But man, so talk about this. Like, let's talk about this property now, because you've grown from the five canoes, 5 kayaks, and you've grown like it's been what 10 years. You started this in what 2016.
April of 2016. Yeah.
Okay, what made that? Because you got a degree in marine biology at Appalachian. So what made this the right career choice for you?
Well, my degree is actually in environmental biology,
Oh, my fault.
ecology. No, that's no problem. Um, So I got started in this business in the summers. When I was home from college, I would work at another outfitter. Worked there for 4 or 5 summers. Kind of got introduced into that.
I think
that-
me and you worked a couple summers at that same outfitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We I just kind of got my introduction into the kayak and canoe world, rental world, there, and so eventually I've just ventured out and decided to start my own business because I enjoyed it and I enjoyed being on the river and out in nature. So it just seemed like a good fit for me, considering I've grown up on the river and familiar with it and enjoy it.
Man, talk about that for a minute. Let's piggyback off what you just said. You grew up on the river. You've been here all your life, and like,
Right.
what's probably let me see how I can word this and ask this, because you love hiking, you love the outdoors. What would be is it safe to say going out on a boat and fishing's your favorite thing to do? One of your favorite hobbies?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so. I think kayaking and, if I can go out kayaking and fishing, I think that's about my favorite thing to do, even though I enjoy other outdoor activities such as hiking and, and hunting and stuff. But I think kayaking and fishing is the best.
You've got, I see a bus, I see a minivan, I see vans, I see parking, and
We run 5 vehicles.
5 vehicles, and that's at a time. That's not just run one. Hey, come back run another. You're running those consistently, right?
On weekends
On
when we're busy, if it's busy enough and the demand is there and we have the staffing that we need, yes, those 5 vehicles will be in operation at one time.
I want you to talk about your staff for a minute because I read something and I've seen it. I've seen you promote. I saw your bios on your website and I saw all of them and it felt like a family bio type of ordeal. Just talk about your staff for a minute because I've seen I see how much you really support them and like and it's like family. You treat them like family.
Yeah, so my staff, we're not just coworkers. It's not work together and then kind of go home and go you know amongst your own life. It's more like you become friends, you become family, just like you said. We after a long day of work, we sat around here, grill some food together,
Oh wow,
enjoy time together. We float the river together. Might go out to eat together. It's just it's like friends and family, and
it's not clock in at 9 and go home at 5.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wow. So and you've got now. I read and I read some of your staff's not going to be returning this year, but I'm assuming graduation and all that is taking them away. But talk about those guys that are going to be moving on because it sounds like I said, they were treated as family when I read it and everything today.
Right. Unfortunately, Corey's got a family now.
Oh
He,
wow.
he's gotten married, and I mean, it's unfortunate for us that we're losing him, but
Right.
fortunate for him that he is, having he's got a youngster now. He's got a little girl, and he's got his family, and so he's venturing on. He's got to get a full-time job and job with benefits and stuff, and so where we're only seasonal, it's just I can't keep him employed year round. And
Right.
he's a great guy. He helped me for I think 5 or 6 seasons
Oh
actually.
man.
Yeah, and he just did whatever I could, anything.
Oh,
Guided fishing, drive the bus, weed eat, mow, keep lawn care, keep whatever I needed. He was there, and he is dedicated, and he loves the river and cares about it.
oh wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
And then Kat's helped me for 2 or 3 seasons, and she's moved away now down to a different part of the state, and she's got her own family and everything, and just had to go a different direction in life, and she took the mental load off of me. I'm more of a physical, hands-on.
Absolutely.
Mowing, weed eating, driving, washing boats, helping people in and out of the river, all that. She took the mental load off of me with the phone calls and communications, booking, got our online booking set up, everything. So it was just awesome to have those guys, and they are great friends. They feel like part of the family.
Absolutely, and they're still going to be family regardless.
Exactly,
So I mean,
exactly.
so they know that if they can call, if they need something, they can call you. If you need something, you can call them. That doesn't just go away like at
Right.
all. Now let's talk about the other 2 members of your staff that are returning for I believe this is season 10. Is this 10?
So
2016?
so
Yeah.
so technically April would have been our 10-year anniversary, but
Wow.
if you look at it from a season perspective, it's actually our 11th
Oh wow.
season. So,
But let's talk about those other 2 that are returning now because you've got. Let's hear about them a little bit.
well, I've got Donnie returning. Donnie is a great guy. He has helped me for 4 or 5 seasons now, and him and Corey were buddies. Corey uh Corey got Donnie involved here to help us out, and I'm just so grateful. He's one of those guys who'll do whatever I need him to do, and that guy's always got a smile on his face. I've never seen him in a bad mood, and he's just everybody loves Donnie. Everybody loves Donnie.
Wow,
And
that's
all the
awesome.
customers remember him. They want Donnie to drive them up.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah. I mean, he's just got that people personality.
like where's Donnie at
Yeah,
type ordeal.
yeah.
All right, now you've got one more if I remember correctly.
So I've got Ray. He might be returning this year. Not really sure. I mean, I believe he is. He kind of started helping us a little bit last year.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think of the other one that you're.
That's the one. I think it
Is
was
it
two.
was it Ray?
It may have been two because I know you said you had two, and I know there was four bios. My plus yours. I thought I saw four, but again, I was looking at your website trying to go manipulate through it and everything. But talk about when you come here, and for people who haven't been here, talk about when they come here. What kind of experience can they? What can they expect when they come to Dusty Trails Outfitters?
So I feel like we are a little more personable, maybe.
Mhm.
We're kind of a smaller business than some of the other outfitters around here, and I think my staff is always, like I said, more personable with the customers. We really try to, give everybody the amount of help that they need. If they need help getting in the river, we'll take time to help them launch their boats and stuff. Whereas I know other experiences at other places might be just more of a, they unload your stuff for
Here,
you.
put it in the river,
Yeah,
and then go on.
right. We have high quality kayaks, equipment, and so we really try to be the best. I mean, or do the best that we can.
Man, I'm just going to say every review I've looked at, 5 stars all across the board, and that says a lot about your character and what your business would is right now. So I mean that personal level means a lot to a lot of people. And it's the good reviews. Like I'm seeing, well, he's helped us. Dustin's done this. Another employee's done this, and even a phone call. So you have, let's see, you didn't start with eight campsites either, if I remember correctly.
I started with initially just like two
Two,
campsites, yeah, and then I expanded over the years and added a few more.
and they're all down this road on Garvey Ridge Road, right?
Right, they're all on Garvey Bridge Road. We have campsites 1 through 9, and
Oh, you've got 9 now. See, I thought you only had 8. So
well, we do have 9 now, and actually we've split one of our larger sites into 2 sites, so we've actually got 10 sites. It's we split one of the larger ones 4A and 4B. We split site 4 into 4A and 4B because it's just too big of a site if only one person, a couple people were using it. So
on those campsites, can you park a camper on them, or is that recommended, or like what do you, or is it like tents and all that?
it depends on the campsite. Each campsite is just individually different. Some of the campsites can accommodate campers. We do not have any hookups for those campers.
Right.
But if you're comfortable with dry camping, then if you get the right campsite, a camper is welcome on those. Most of our customers are tent campers, but we do get it's pretty often that we see campers on our sites.
How far in advance do people need to book a campsite? Because I've seen you've been booked year round, and it's just hard to get something.
Right. So weekends are our primary, busy time, uh, primarily Memorial Day through Labor Day. And during peak season, yeah, it can be difficult to get a campsite.
Right.
They'll stay booked out maybe a month ahead of time, sometimes even more than that. On the weekends. During the week, we usually have availability.
Now, is the kayaks and canoes rent? Is that reserved as well a lot, or is that a little bit more walk-in style? You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, yeah, it's more of a reserve ahead of time situation. We do get walk-ins, but on weekends it's important to book ahead because we do get booked up on weekends, especially Saturday.
And I was going to say, when you say weekends, are you meaning Friday through Sunday or Saturday and Sunday?
Well, Friday through Sunday are our busiest days, but Saturday is really the day that usually you're booming and just
Get
full speed ahead.
There's full speed,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing Saturday because I remember some of those days we worked together at the Outfitters. It was not 9 to 5. It was what 7:30 to man dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming that it's 7:30 to dark all
It
the time.
is. It's a long day here. Sometimes you get your fishermen early in the morning, and then if you put out your last trips at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock or something in the afternoon, they're not going to return till later, and then you got to get all the equipment washed and put up and stuff. And sometimes there are some people kind of straggling and stuff. So yeah, it's usually a pretty long day.
Do you have overnight boaters, canoers? Like, do you have that option?
We do, yes. You can rent canoes, kayaks, and do an overnight trip, multi-day trip, anywhere from 2 to 4 days or something, and camp at various locations. Usually, those are through the New River State Park and their different access points.
Oh wow! So I was going to say, let me ask this question then. We talk about let's keep on that for a minute. We talk overnight. What's the furthest that you will take a boat, like a crew, like maybe that want to do that overnight trip? Maybe like what's the furthest you've been? I guess is a better way to ask it. Like on this road,
On this part of the
yeah,
river.
on this part of the river. Yeah.
Yeah, so the furthest up I have shuttled people is all the way up to Boggs Road, which is
Man,
that's up in Glendale Springs, and
know it.
that would be, oh gosh, that's probably like 30-ish miles upstream from here, and then we also pick up downstream from here, which is Virginia, a couple different places in Virginia, Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. We do some pickups there and shuttling there. And but I did accommodate a group of guys all the way down in Baywood, in between Independence and Galax. I helped them
Oh,
out a few years ago.
wow, man. How long of a trip is that?
That was a lengthy shuttle, to pick them up down there and drop them off way upriver.
I was
But
going to say, like, how many days would that be, or did you have to pick them up again?
oh, so no, they had all their vehicles stashed at the end down there at Baywood, and yeah, I picked them up, dropped them off. I may have dropped them off all the way up at Elk Shoals, possibly. I can't really remember. It might have been Wagner access, New River State Park access, but they were doing probably a 4 or 5 day trip. I'm trying to remember exactly, but it's been a couple years.
Wagner Access, man, that brings back one good memory. I learned to turn a truck and I learned how to back a trailer at that place.
Oh, really?
Oh man, if you remember back when I first started wanting to get into the driving business, instead of backing it in, I drove all the way around, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I made those people mad just because I drove like maybe an extra hour to get back to the store. It's like I can't back, and he taught me how to back, and
Yeah.
then I learned that, and then Dad taught me how to back. But man, man, you're bringing up a lot of memories, man. We had some fun at that other outfitters. That other outfitters, I know we don't want to talk about competitors, but that other outfitter's still in business.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're been a long-standing business. They've been around a long time, and they're under new ownership
I was
too.
about to say since we did it, that ownership's changed a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So the owners now are it's about the same age as us,
Oh wow,
and they're really nice people. Yeah.
wow, man, that's incredible. Dude, your kayaks, your canoes, how often you switch them out?
I don't have a set time period. I'll rotate them. Kayaks more so than the canoes. I've actually still got some canoes that I started the business with,
Oh
and
wow,
they're very durable. They don't have any holes in them or anything like that. I haven't had to patch them yet or anything, to be honest.
Man. And that shows taking. And let me stop you right there. And I'll let you continue. I hate to interrupt you, but that just shows the care you have for not only your customers but for your property, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, we try to take good care of our equipment. Kayaking is more popular. So, we run like 11 canoes, but we've got like 50 or 60 kayaks. So, kayaking is more popular than canoeing, and our kayaks do get rotated out a little more often. But it could be, 3 or 4 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons. You just never really know.
Just whenever they need it, basically. Do you still get them in Maine? Because I remember that first trip you went to Maine and got some stuff.
Yeah, I've made like 3 trips to Maine. Instead of having the boat shipped, I went to Maine, I believe, definitely twice, maybe 3 times to pick up a load of kayaks, and that was just so I could experience the trip to Maine and get to see parts of it. And shipping was so expensive, decided to just go up there for about the same cost. And now I buy a lot of my kayaks from Crescent Kayaks down in Georgia. And
Do you go down there?
I have. I've been down there a couple
Oh
times.
man.
Yeah, it's a closer trip than going to Maine, and Crescent Kayaks is. I'm really fond of those guys and the brand that they've made for themselves. They are great guys. I've met them. They're more It's more personal relationship. Really, you get to meet some of the people, and they're more friendly, and they're adamant about making everything in America. So like everything about their kayaks is made in America, and they make a very high quality kayak that I'm just super fond of.
So I've got to ask because it, we got to talk about it. 2024 happens. Hurricane Helene happens. Now it put the business like I know it put it into your season pretty quickly,
Right.
but you guys were still out helping people. Talk about that in the river and everything. Like what did you guys do? Like because I know you had to get all the boats in, all the kayaks out, and make sure they're on to get as far away as possible. But what was the impact of the river here? And what did y'all do? What was y'all's part in helping out and cleaning up stuff?
Yeah. So Helene.
That was a big one. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say it. I remember it was that Friday and we were delivering and I was in Greensboro delivering propane. I get a call at 9:30. We're done. We're shutting down for the day. I get into Elkin. Dude, I can't get past the meat market. It's flooded. I never thought I'd see a hurricane hit this part ever. Now, the rain maybe, but I mean, there's been so many impacts from helping Helene, and I still see people that are helping today. Like we've got charity propane places up there, just up in the west part of North Carolina, giving churches are giving out free tanks to people who still don't have power. So what did again? Like I said, let's get back to it. What was y'all's part in helping with Helene? Because I know your whole staff. It wasn't like, oh, we've got to help. It was a let's pitch in and help. If I'm right on that.
Yeah, you're right, and I do want to give a shout out to Corey and Donnie that day. That terrible day that Helene was just hammering us, wind and rain, and the flooding was just unreal. I had to get over here.
Oh yeah.
From my house, which is normally a 20-minute drive, right?
Oh man.
It's a 13-mile drive. Takes me about 20 minutes to get.
Right.
Well, I'm at my house, and I can talk about this a long time. I'll try to keep it short.
Oh man, we're good.
But it took me an hour and a half. I think that's what it was to get.
Is that
here.
just? Was there brush in the road? Is that just avoiding the floods or?
Both.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
we had chainsaws with us. Okay, I went and picked up Corey. I couldn't get to his house. He had to walk to me.
Oh man,
there's too many trees in the road, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I got as close to his house as I could. He met me on the road, it took me a while to get there because I was cutting trees out of the road.
Right.
And finally, he got with me. Donnie, he was cutting trees out of his driveway.
Oh man.
And he ended up meeting up with us and coming over here. Those guys came over here. They didn't have to. They had their own issues, at home and stuff and
Right.
everything or whatever, their family and stuff. Those two guys came over here with me that day to help. Yeah, it took us an hour and a half to get here.
Right.
We had to go roundabout ways because there were roads underwater,
Oh,
bridges
yeah.
underwater. We couldn't go our normal route.
Oh no.
And it took forever because we were cutting trees out of the road. We had to drive across power lines. We had to do some sketchy stuff, okay?
Oh yeah.
But I was panicked because Dad had gotten enough signal to say, hey, your stuff is in danger. Like the water is almost into your office.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And that's this office, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And a couple of my vehicles that I thought were parked on high enough ground were already getting flooded. So shout out to them. An hour and a half trip over here with me. We had to park up at the top of the mountain about a mile away and hike into the river valley. There was no way in here. The whole road's underwater.
Absolutely.
So we had to hike in through the forest, through other people's property just to get here and start trying to move stuff and save our stuff. Fortunately, at the time, the water had peaked out by the time we got here, and it got up to the first step of my office, and it never did encroach into the office. Thank goodness the office is elevated off the ground a little bit, but it was running under here, and it was a stressful time, but we didn't lose much, and we're very fortunate compared to a lot of people. Moving forward in that conversation to what we did. It wasn't long after we did a minor cleanup on the river, trying to take care of the environment and stuff. But I felt more pulled in the direction of I needed to help people
Absolutely.
that had experienced traumatic
Sure.
loss
Oh yeah.
and so the North Fork of the New River here in Ashe County. So we're on the South Fork, and as high as our water was, the North Fork River, New River, was about 10 feet higher than what we experienced.
Is that the highest you've ever seen it?
Oh, absolutely. Now, historically, because my family's been settled here for generations my family's been here since the late 1700s, and
Right.
specifically on the river, they've been here since just after the Civil War. But I've heard the old family stories of the historic floods, such as the 1916 flood and the 1940 flood. So I knew what the river was capable of, but actually seeing that kind of
Right.
catastrophic
Absolutely.
flood event in person is just a whole nother, you know, scenario. But the North Fork, I went over there. I got involved in a community, um, and I helped out two, three, four different homes over there that was severely flooded. Um, Two of those were some minor help because they had a lot of volunteers, a lot of help. The other two houses, I spent lots of time there and did a lot of stuff for those guys. And
That's awesome.
one of the houses that we helped, an elderly couple, they had to be swiftwater rescued that day. That I think they're traumatized for sure.
Right.
They were in their house, and the water. They have a 10-foot basement. The ceilings in their basement are 10 foot. The water had filled their basement full and was starting to come into the main floor.
Oh man.
And they're in the house while this is going on.
Right.
And an entire log cabin comes floating down the river and smashes into their house,
Oh my goodness.
tearing off their deck,
Man.
pulling the roof down on their deck. Like it's a surprise. I mean, the log cabin smashed into their house. It broke apart and left part of the cabin lodged against their house while the remainder kept on floating down the river. But it's just insane. And so I spent weeks and months over in that community helping out
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, and helping out, and I'm sure there's still some after effects because I keep hearing about. I've heard about it today that there's still some cleanup going on up in the western part of the mountains, up in western North Carolina. I've and I'm telling you, man, this is again for this to be on the river. It is a. I guess that's one of the uh, I guess dangers. I don't want to use that word, but just living on the river, it could flood into the road. You may not be able to get out, but I'm telling you now, I see this and this river. This is so beautiful. I the first time I've driven up the New River in maybe 10 years, and again, this is just something amazing. This is a good piece of country that you've got. But I do want to ask this, and we are coming up on time. We got a couple of minutes left, but where Dusty Trails Outfitters actually come from? Because a lot of people, I'm thinking it's from your name, but you've said it isn't.
It's not. So, we've always been located on a part of Garvey Bridge Road, and Garvey Bridge Road is a gravel road.
Right.
And, usually in the summertime, it's not raining all the time and stuff. So these roads get dusty. And so you're driving up and down, and this ain't the only gravel road we drive on. I mean, we drive on
Right.
numerous roads just
For
to
sure.
drop people off or pick them up
For sure.
that are these back gravel roads. We're off the beaten path,
Oh yeah.
But these
it's
roads,
beautiful.
yeah. But you drive on these roads in summertime, and if it hasn't rained recently, then you got dusty trails, man. I mean, you're kicking up the dust in your bus or vehicle or whatever, and so that's where
Got it.
we're riding around on the dusty trails. That's where the name came from, and it has nothing to do with
With
my
Dusty
actual name.
Douglas. Nah, man. But man, dude, like I said, we have come up on time. I'm gonna ask a couple more questions, and then we're gonna hop out of here. First, it's just a random off topic question: how the Panthers gonna do this year?
Well, they made the playoffs, man.
First time since 2017.
This past season. Now, it wasn't an all out like they earned it kind of thing. They blew some opportunities, right?
Oh man.
And the Bucks and the Saints kind of helped them with their goof offs, But I'm optimistic. I've seen improvement.
Absolutely.
I am definitely optimistic. I think they can make the playoffs again this year. Do I think they're going to win it all? No, I don't. But I do. I am optimistic that their season will be an improvement from this past season.
And last question, we're gonna promote the business quite a bit here, just at the end here. So tell everybody first a couple things where they can find you on socials, and also give some people some ideas again of because to the people that don't have that website or anything that don't look up what what kind of pricing are we looking at when we come here? So first, let's do the pricing first. What are the pricings that we're looking at when we come, like maybe camping, canoeing, kayaking ordeal?
Right. Okay. So pricing. Um, Our campsites. Our campsites are $25 a night per tent. We don't do a per person rate. We just keep it simple and charge per tent. Most of the time it's usually two people in a tent or something, but sometimes it's more than that. And you can put multiple tents on one campsite. So some of our campsites can accommodate, 4 or 5 tents easily, even more than that in some situations. Boating activities, tubing activities, or kayaks are going to be, you're looking at a range of somewhere in the 30 to 55, $60 range for kayaking activities, and kind of the same for canoeing activities, somewhere in that range. We have multiple trips. You can do 2 miles, 6.5 miles, 8.5 miles, 11 miles. Those are day trip options, and that's anything from 1 hour up to 5 or 6 hours on the river that day. And so those prices are going to be, once again, somewhere in the 30 to 60, maybe $70 range, depending on if you're doing a canoe, tandem kayak, or single kayaks. And we also have some upgraded kayaks that are a little bit nicer than our more economy style kayaks. And then tubing, we have a 2 hour and 4 hour tubing trip, and those are going to be $20 per tube for the 2 hour and $25 per tube for the 4 hour trip.
Wow. And then where can they find you, social wise, like social media?
Yeah, so we do have Facebook and Instagram. Those are the socials we are most active on, and you just look up Dusty Trails Outfitters. Um, and we are on TikTok, but we're not very active on there.
I don't even have a TikTok, dude. But I'm getting an Riding with Junebuggy's getting an Instagram this week. So, and I'm hardly ever on that. So, but man, this has been fun. Man, thanks for doing this, man. This means a lot to me. You come do this, guys. We're promoting local business owner Dustin Douglas, Dusty Trails Outfitters. Come give him a try. Come out. Come float the river. They will take care of you. They will treat you like family while you're here. And go follow Riding with Junebuggy on Facebook. Again, we will have an Instagram up this week. And go listen to Riding with Junebuggy every second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And for that, for Dustin Douglas, I am JJ the Junebuggy Junior Mabe, and we will see you next time.